is a name that is trusted in Nigerian pharmacy. When you talk about regulation, there is none other than the regulator himself. So you join me to welcome the Honorable Registrar of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, Pharmacist Ibrahim, Babashehu, Ahmed.
Babashehu Ahmed is the Honorable Registrar of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, PCN. He is a pharmacist consultant and an administrator par excellence with several years of experience within and outside the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. He holds a Master of Business Administration and training in Executive Strategy from Lagos Business School. He played a significant role in the harmonization of training curriculum for pharmacists and pharmacy technicians in the West Africa sub-region. He is also a Fellow of PCN and West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. Pharmacist Ahmed has been involved in the development of several national policies, and we look forward to him championing a national policy on pharmacy compounding. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present to you the chief guest speaker, Pharm Ibrahim Babashehu Ahmed, FPSN.
It is indeed a true privilege to stand before you today, a moment not just to speak, but to reflect, to reimagine and to recommit ourselves to the very heart of our profession. The team that brings us together, Pharmacy Compounding in Africa, shaping the future for Nigeria, is both timely and should be deeply personal for every pharmacist in this room. The story of compounding is as old as pharmacy itself. It is the foundation upon which our profession was built. In those early days, the pharmacist was both a scientist and an innovator, preparing remedies tailored to the unique needs of each patient, in addition to dispensing finished medicines. Compounding was the symbol of pharmacy's dual identity, a science rooted in evidence and an art guided by empathy. It is where the story of pharmacy began, and that is, to crown it all, Bob Marley's song had it, that if you don't know where you are coming from, certainly you won't know where you are going. So we can never forget that background. As earlier stated, it is a known fact that long before the rise of industrial manufacturing, our practice lay in transforming basic constituents into precise remedies, carefully tailored to the unique needs of each patient. Every preparation carried out not just technical skill, but a profound sense of responsibility, ingenuity, and craftsmanship is involved. However, with the advent of industrial manufacturing, medicines became standardized, mass-produced, and globally distributed. This was a breakthrough that undoubtedly saved millions of lives. Nevertheless, while attention shifted to the large-scale production, compounding quietly remained the heartbeat of pharmacy practice, serving patients whose needs could not be met by one-size-fits-all medicines. Compounding continues to be a vital pillar of pharmaceutical care, allowing pharmacists to deliver individualized therapies that directly impact patient outcomes. It is through compounding that pharmaceutical care truly comes alive, ensuring that the right medicines in the right form and the right dose reaches the patient who needs it most. Now, this is where we started tracing our step back. The COVID-19 pandemic started it all. It was a powerful reminder of the value of this practice to us in Nigeria, and particularly in the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. When global supply chains broke down and demand for far exceeded supply of essential medicines, it was pharmacists through compounding who rose to the occasion. We stepped in to fill the gaps, preparing simple hand sanitizers and disinfectants when none were available, and producing oral formulations and oral critical medicines at the very moment patients needed them most. Across Nigeria and the world, compounding provided immediate life-saving responses when time and flexibility matters. Consequently, the Governing Council of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, at its 40th Council meeting held on July 9, 2020, saw the gap in the availability of essential commodities during the pandemic and deliberated on the multi-sectoral impact of COVID-19 and recognized the urgent need to strengthen contribution of pharmacists. The Council therefore took certain decisions, one of which the Council recommended the reactivation of compounding and small-scale manufacturing units in all hospitals and pharmacies, as well as faculties of pharmaceutical sciences and faculties of pharmacy, to facilitate the production of hand sanitizers, disinfectants, and essential medicines. The PCN had to write letters to all the vice chancellors to say the pharmaceutics department of each university, faculty of pharmacy, or pharmaceutical sciences, may be, should come in. We recall the cost of hand sanitizers in those days. Hospital pharmacies, NIPRIT, all rose to the occasion and began to make these preparations available, which largely brought down the cost and also made them easy to access and, of course, affordable. In addition to that, the PCN Governing Council saw the need to also introduce what we saw, in fact, what we hadn't even seen then, perhaps based on evidences outside, to suggest the need to work with NAFDAC with a view to accrediting some community pharmacies for extemporaneous preparation that are still not taking place. Similarly, after the Governing Council meeting, you recall that the Director of Food and Drug Hospital Services is a member of the Governing Council representing the Honorable Minister of Health. Thereafter, after the Governing Council decision, in 2021, the Federal Minister of Health, under the Department of Food and Drug Services, being a member of the Governing Council, also got the approval of the Honorable Minister to issue a circular which was dated 5th February 2021, urging all federal health institutions to establish or strengthen hospital pharmacy-based compounding and small-scale pharmaceutical manufacturing units. This was not mere bureaucracy. It was a recognition of compounding as a pillar of medicine security, self-reliance, and cost-effective healthcare delivery in Nigeria. However, beyond the crisis, the rising demand for personalized medicines continue to redefine healthcare in pediatrics, in geriatrics, oncology, and rare diseases. Standardized formulation often falls short. Here, compounding restores the human touch in pharmacotherapy, patient-centered care that is adaptable and clinically meaningful. Compounding, of course, empowers pharmacists to provide therapies that produce medicine, mass-produced medicine cannot. There will be allergen-free formulations, custom dosage, tailored hormone therapies, palatable medicines for children, combination therapy to simplify regimens, as well as so many. In every case, compounding bridges pharmaceutical care with tangible outcomes. Yet, compounding is not without challenges. We recognize it comes with its challenges. Let me first of all lay the challenges. Errors, whether arising from quality of galenicas, environment, or human factors, have been reported globally, sometimes with serious consequences. As the regulatory authority, the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria recognizes this dual reality. Compounding is, however, it is still indispensable, but it must be carried out with uncompromising adherence to quality, safety, and efficacy. Our regulatory framework is unambiguous. strict compliance with good compounding practice, and where applicable, the standard official. I'm happy somebody asked about monograph. Can you go? Official reference text must guide every compounding quality. The PCN recognizes the need for capacity building, training, and retraining to improve the effectiveness in compounding practices. In line with this, the PCN, this time around the registrar and the management, undertook status assessment of pharmaceutical compounding of medicines in hospital pharmacies across the entire length and breadth of this country. In a letter dated November 1, 2024, to all the commissioners of health, directors general, hospital management boards, or chief executive, and of chief medical director, as well as medical directors of federal tertiary health institutions, to gather information on the status of compounding, meaning that we recognize the fact that it's not something we should just go into. Let us also get to know where we were. As of today, we've collected responses. Incidentally, at the peak of doing this, or at the period we are doing this, we had this relationship with PKM plus through USP. And this issue came to fore, that this is what we're doing. The USP showed interest and supported us even before the responses started coming to develop a concept note on revitalizing pharmaceutical compounding in May 2025. The concept note provided details which included the scope, identified locally tailored initiatives with a phased approach consisting of distinct phases based on pyramid training model, also guiding us on the need to have capacity building, components required as well as equipment, the need to have stakeholders engagement, monitor and evaluation mechanisms, and put in place sustainability plans, as well as budget requirements to ensure that we have this take off fully. After that, I had a meeting with the National Coordinator of Presidential Initiative on Unlocking the Healthcare Value Chain in Nigeria on May 30, 2025, during which we discussed on strategic areas of collaboration, which of course included the aspect of pharmacy compounding, among others. Following up on this engagement, I presented a memorandum conveying a concept note for collaboration. And some of the key areas one of the key areas, we have e-pharmacy in it. We also have the need to collaborate with PVAC on digitizing our inspectorate activities. But the third item on it was requesting PVAC to support PCN to revitalize and strengthen compounding practices nationwide. And this letter was sent September 9, 2025. I take interest in PVAC because PVAC is a baby of the current administration, and it also enjoys attention of the government of the day. And as PCN, the registrar is a member of the governing council of PVAC. So I felt it's an opportunity for us to leverage on that opportunity. It didn't stop there. I took the matter further to the Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health to brief him on what was the journey we are on with respect to compounding. And I also brought out justification. We have no business going to do tender for paracetamol syrup, mixed magnesium trisilicate. As an intern, I recall, there were days I come into the pharmacy department and I don't go into the dispensary. I go in, pull off my dress, put on my overall, and use the entire day to either prepare mixed magnesium trisilicate, paracetamol syrup, mixed potassium citrate, and a host of others. Today, we spend a lot of millions purchasing this when we can use the workforce for free. In fact, some of us from Niger State, it was such that under the military administration of David Mark, there was even an established infusion plant in General Hospital, Mina, where the entire hospitals in Niger State, we don't buy infusions. From normal saline, through dextrose saline, dextrose water, and every other thing. They rotate us as staff, employees of government, into that facility. And we make with mass production. The state government also established Mina Pharmaceutical. That was going to another level, where paracetamol tablets, amoxicillin capsules were produced. This was how self-sufficient we were in Niger State. Unfortunately, all these things are broken down. So in my engagement of the Honorable Minister, I told him how all this, we had one of the cheapest, we had one of the cheapest medicines in Niger State in those days. Because virtually everything that we used were produced by pharmacists within the employment of the state government, at no cost to the government, other than to provide the facilities as well as the needed materials. And that if we can go back to this, unfortunately, things have gone bad. The Mina Pharmaceutical was eventually sold during the political era. The infusion plant was sold to the deputy governor. So all these things have now become private-owned facilities, unfortunately. But this ought not to be. We can go back and see. So I was convinced that I think the vision was something that is worth embarking on. And I got all the support from the highest level. And that is why when I met Ben at the global I think supply chain here in Lagos, and he said this, I said, good. It's a good convergence of positive ideas. And we are ready to work with you and to also share with you what we are doing and with the house. At this point, it is safe to say that the vision of PCN in this subject matter is not an abstract. It is already finding expression in the work of the council. Because if it were just a thought, it would have been taught on papers or on discussion tables. But we've taken it to different levels. And we'll continue to push it until we have it fully taken off. Because from issuing policy direction, getting circulars out that emphasize the place of compounding in practice, to engaging stakeholders, critical stakeholders, on the standard required for safe and effective preparation, to strengthen regulatory oversight, where we are talking about even putting in place training and retraining platforms, and setting new benchmark for facilities. We will continue to drive this effort that ensure quality, consistency, and safety is assured in this practice. Again, why is my conviction in this area? There is nobody, if you have 100 people practicing within the health sector, there is nobody within the bracket that can produce anything on the table called medicine other than pharmacist. I mean, this is unique. No matter how little, there is nobody that can do any kind of surgery other than a medical doctor. I mean, there is something that is unique to us, just like you have something unique to others. I think we should strongly defend that area which is ours. We should strongly not leave that to anybody. We should strongly show interest in it, and we should strongly develop it, build on it, sustain it. Our vision, that's the vision of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, for compounding is bold, yet simple. Ours is to build a sustainable, something that will live after us, patient-centered and innovative-driven practice that expand the boundaries of pharmacy, and very importantly, also showcase the expertise and image of pharmacy. Strengthens healthcare delivery. Let it be said that when we need this, we need to wait for the pharmacist. It means that the healthcare delivery system won't be complete without us. And restore the pharmacists to their rightful place as people with a unique role, a role that can never be shared with anybody, as therapeutic designer and indispensable caregivers. The vision rests on three aspirations. Sustainability, like I said, beyond us, is such that company is not just to respond to emergencies, which we have seen, but a continuous, evolving pillar of pharmacy practice in Nigeria. That is where we are going. We don't pray for another pandemic. But that pandemic has taught us a lesson, has reminded us of where we were and what we left. We also want to see it as pharmaceutical care integration becomes a tool for personalized therapy, ensuring safety, effectiveness, and optimal patient outcome, innovation and growth. So that compounding serves as a launch pad for research. As we go into compounding, certainly there will be that curiosity to get to know. I recall in those days when we were doing compounding, you get into your compounding unit, you find out that certain basic materials are not available and you need to substitute. How do you substitute? You don't substitute blindly. You substitute based on information available, scientific proven evidences. And this certainly will improve research. It will improve our capacity to continue to be curiously learning and challenging ourselves on how to even do it better. This is what we have been using to doing it. Can we get something better? Why should we go in that direction? What could even make it even cheaper? These are things that I think. Excuse me. So advanced, it also takes us from basic things. We begin to think of advanced formulation. What we have in the US, it's not something that we can start today. The art of medicine pharmacy in Philadelphia, it's bigger than this one. If you see the kind of preparations that go in there, it's not something we can start in a day. Certainly, it is not. But then, we should be able to get there. Because even veterinary practitioners come there for their medication. This is where we should be going. And then it will also open new dimensions for practice. This is our vision and aspiration. Also, allow me to situate the vision along 6 strategic dimensions. 1, restoring pharmacy identity as a science and art. We can never take away from the fact that we are scientists. We are also an art. Let me share with us. If you know the history of medicine, particularly in the UK, you can check it. Why are surgeons called Mr.? Surgery is more of an art. And they take pride in being called Mr., not Doctor. I can share with you that at the National Council on Health, sometimes I think 2011 or so, just to buttress the fact that we should also take pride in saying we are pharmacy. Part of pharmacy is an art, because compounding is an art. There is science in it, there is art in it. There was this memo that came from it was an honorable minister's memo on seeking the approval of council to get community community health extension workers to be granted approval for intramuscular family planning medicines. There was a particular product that was on the table. That was one of the memo that took close to an hour with a lot of disagreement. A pediatrician will come, a gynecologist will come, orthopedic surgeon will come, a physician will come. Everybody was bringing just reasons why it shouldn't be done. The Honorable Minister of Health, Professor Yebuchichu, after wasting almost an hour in ruling on that memo, made them realize that, after all, he is also an orthopedic surgeon. And surgery is more of an art. Surgery is more of an art. And gave an example of a particular country where women were dying of pregnancy, and because they did not have enough experts, they recruited carpenters, taught them surgery of the art of cesarean section, and they successfully brought down the mortality rate of pregnant women. It's an art. And ruled that based on that, as chairman of council, I ruled that this memo will be approved. And the memo was approved. So, why? So that we will not go away with the fact that we are also putting pharmacy as a science and art. No. That skill is an art. And we should recognize it as such. Compounding redefine the pharmacist not just as a dispenser, but as a therapeutic designer. The tailor is a designer. The act of designing is an art. Who customizes medicine to patient needs? It reconnects us to our roots while projecting us into the future. Expanding clinical relevance. By addressing therapeutic gaps where industrial medicine falls short for pediatrics, for geriatrics, patients with allergy, or those in need of orphan drugs, compounding will keep pharmacy deeply relevant to patient care. Driving innovation in pharmacy practice. Compounding will create opportunity for personalized medicine formulation development, novel dosage forms, and I'm happy we have a dermatologist here. Dermatological creams and hormonal therapies to oncology support care. It will transform pharmacy into a hub for practice, research, and innovation. It will also strengthen interprofessional and multi-sectoral collaboration. I'm happy we have a dermatologist here. Compounding cannot thrive in isolation. Of course, there will be somebody who needs it, for somebody who can give to also give. It requires partnership across the healthcare team with Federal Minister of Health. Certainly, NAFDAC is also key, especially when we go to that advanced formulation, but not in the hospital, simple preparation. We can't be saying preparation of a ventilated spirit. We have to wait for NAFDAC. These are skills that we should be able to do. Industry will also be relevant. Academia, and I'm happy they are here. International partners. And we have Dr. Ben here, already as an international partner. You are in Nigeria, but today you are an international partner. Because you have Japan. Another healthcare practitioner, this multi-stakeholder approach will ensure safety, quality, scale, and very importantly, will build trust and relationship, mutual respect. Unlocking economic and professional opportunities. Specialized compounding services will open premium niches for pharmacy practice. Niches are those areas that are exclusive preserve of an expert. New revenue streams will come in and career pathways. They create opportunity, technology, workforce development and training. It improves public trust. Public trust in the sense that this is the medicine I needed. This is the medicine we couldn't buy from anywhere. And this was the person I relied on to get that medicine. For my wellness, for my well-being, and for me to get well. I think nothing can be more than that. It will build trust. And of course, it will build patient outcome. Nothing builds trust like results. Once the person gets results, that trust will be there. When a child finally tolerates medicine because it has been reformulated, or a rare disease patient accesses a life-saving drug, the value of pharmacy becomes undeniable. trust will be built. Compounding is one of the most powerful ways to showcase pharmacy impact on lives. At the core of this vision, for us, lies the integration of pharmaceutical care into personalized therapy. I keep bringing the word pharmaceutical care so that we wouldn't see this as different from pharmaceutical care. It is all part of pharmaceutical care. Indeed, even policy making is pharmaceutical care, because pharmaceutical care cannot take place without the environment being made possible for it. And that can only come from policy. Compounding allows pharmacists to tailor treatment, monitor adherence, and manage side effects, and adjust therapy in real time. It ensures that pharmacists are not passive dispensers, but are decision makers in patient care. It means that when you come to me to buy this, you don't just look at me as somebody who sells this. You look at me as somebody who can make this. And that should differentiate us and give us a pride that we are truly professionals with unique expertise. Distinguished colleagues, this is more than a professional vision for me or for the Pharmacy Council. I consider it a national necessity. And that is why we are not just doing it from Pharmacy Council alone. We have had to engage all the commissioners of health who are members of the Council on Health. In the end, we will take this to the National Council on Health. We have also engaged the Honorable Minister of Health. We have also engaged the PIVAD. And I'm happy we're also partnering with partners like USP. Because when the debate is on ground, it won't be the voice of the Pharmacy Council. It will be the voice of all. So for us, it is a national necessity. By revitalizing compounding, we expand the boundaries of pharmacy practice. We provide solutions where industry cannot. And we position Nigerian pharmacists as innovators, caregivers, and leaders in healthcare. Together with multi-sectoral collaboration, with the support of Federal Minister of Health, under the stewardship of Coordinating Minister of Health, which we currently have, he has given us the go-ahead to travel on this path. Partnership across academia will continue to recognize the fact that we need academia. Regulation and practice. We can transform pharmacy compounding into a beacon of excellence. This is not about going back to the past. Again, I will keep referring to this. It is about reclaiming the best of our heritage and using it to design the future. It is about moving pharmacy beyond transactions to transformation. When you have to formulate a medicine for a patient, believe me sincerely, he or she does not look at the money he needs. He looks at the service you have delivered. It is beyond transaction. It is indeed a transformation. Let us rise to this challenge, and indeed we are all running and requiring your support, needing your support. Let us restore pharmacy to its full promise. Let us revitalize compounding, not as an option, but as a mandate for the health of our patients, the growth of the pharmacy profession, and the resilience of our nation. I want to thank you for listening.
Now to the big masquerade. We met together yesterday and we are here again. He's very, very supportive. Please appreciate him more. In those days we call him Babashehu. So can we chorus Babashehu? Even though he's not as old as a Baba, but he is Babashehu. Thank you for that wonderful lecture. It's very encouraging that you're moving forward with compounding, and with all our support you will get there, and this time around it will be sustainable and Nigerian pharmacists will be highly recognized. Thank you for your lecture. On behalf of Dr. Dr. Ben Wuzo and Gamka, I humbly present this together with him.